this church while through my aunt C, who's not here today. And so I've been on pastor for about 3 decades, and maybe some of you guys will agree, but one thing I know about pastor is seems like he doesn't age. First and foremost, I want to thank you, Pastor, excuse me, Bishop Hamilton, for allowing me to share my testimony with the church. And I also want to thank you personally for the support, and also the support letter you wrote me during my incarceration. For those of you that don't know me, once again, my name is Emmanuel Bracy. And on June 24, 2010, my life would change forever. And on this day, I made a choice. I made a choice to commit an armed robbery. And unfortunately, I robbed a check cashing store right around the corner from here on Foothill. And at this time, I feel like my life had spiraled out of control. I didn't care about the harm I was going to commit. I didn't care about the victims that I was going to create. I didn't even care about myself. If you would ask me back then if I cared about my family, I would say yes. If you ask me if I cared about my mother and my grandmother, I would say yes. But my actions didn't align with that. So after I committed this robbery, I headed to my grandmother's house on Osborne. And little did I know I was being followed by undercover cops, police officers. And once I made it to my grandmother's house and proceeded to park, I was pulled over. And officers ordered me to turn my car off, put my hands on the steering wheel, and I complied. Next thing you know, I found myself in the middle of the street in a pool full of blood, asking God to spare my life with over a dozen bullets inside of me. I remember my mother telling me that they said I wasn't going to make it. They said I wasn't going to walk again. But 15 years later, I'm here at Spirit Life Ministry. On my feet. Sharing with you all my testimony. So October 25th, 2012, I was sentenced to 25 years. And I remember being there and hearing the judge read off my charges and, letting me know that I was going to spend 25 years of my life in prison. I remember looking back. I sat there in shame and guilt and disappointment. And I remember looking back. I seen my stepfather consoling my mother. Then I looked and saw my grandmother. And I always credit my grandma for being the strongest person I know. And I felt like we communicated through eye contact. And it felt like she was telling me that, don't worry, God got you. So I headed to prison, got to prison in May 2013, and nothing changed. I went in there with the same mentality I had. Continue to break rules. Doing things to get validation and respect from the gang that I was associated with. And 2019, I remember I had a conversation with my mother at night. And after, I'm in prison, I'm breaking rules. I'm getting write-ups, extending my time in prison. I'm selling drugs. And, me and my mother had a disagreement this night over some money that, I said to her. And it felt like I didn't care that, she had a long day at work. And, she's going through whatever she's going through. That moment was about me, unfortunately. And as she said something that I always reflect on throughout my incarceration, she asked me, when are you gonna learn your lesson? she told me, like, God spared your life. And it seemed like everything with you is about money. Money is what got you in prison. Money is what almost took away your life. She asked me, do I want to come home? And one thing one of my mentors told me in prison, he always told me, how can you argue the truth? And at that moment, I couldn't argue the truth. And I stayed up all night, and I made a choice to change. And it didn't happen overnight, but I told myself, something has to give. I can't continue to hurt my mother. So I enrolled in college, and I became years later, I became a part of the Honor Society Phi Theta Kappa, which is worldwide for maintaining 3.5 grade point average. I became a service dog trainer for an organization called Pause for Life in Prison. I became a part of this group called Unity, where we mentor at-risk youth throughout Sacramento County. I also became a recreational chairman, where I was responsible for putting on events throughout the prison, and I was selected to mentor new officers. God connected me with my life partner, and I ended up getting married in 2021. And on December 4th, 2024, my hard work paid off, and I was granted parole by the Board of Parole. Now, just because I was granted parole, that doesn't mean I'm coming home. You have 150 days to do their investigation, where they have to investigate and make sure they're doing the right thing by letting me out of prison. So at this time, I was stressed out. I don't know what's going to happen. And something that Bishop Hamilton preached on Easter, he said, God was right there. Why was I tripping? So March 14th, I went to the podium. The correctional officer said that the governor's not taking no actions, meaning that he's not going to take my date away. I'm going home. Amen. So I was in disbelief. And I remember I called my mother and I shared with her the news. And I told her I was sorry. I told her I was sorry for everything I put her through. I told her I was sorry for all the pain I caused her since I was a kid. And I made a promise to her. I promised her that every day I wake up, I'm going to be the best version of myself. So after they said that, they didn't know I was going to be alive, they didn't know I was going to walk again. After the judge said that I was going to be in prison for 25 years. On April 7, 2025, God opened the gates and let me out of prison. Before I close, I just want to share one more thing. I remember when I was in the county jail, my mother and my grandmother came to visit me. This time my mom messed up. I'm in a wheelchair. I got a sling on my arm because I was shot in the back multiple times. I got a brace on my neck. And after I talked to my mother through the glass, my grandmother, it was my grandma's turn, and we're talking and she told me something. She said, one day you're gonna have a testimony. Well, I guess she spoke this day into existence. Thank you.